The night was cold and the city was quiet. Travelers moved in and out of Baghdad, scholars filled the masjids, and seekers of knowledge journeyed from distant lands to sit in the gatherings of the great scholar, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. He was known for his knowledge, his patience, and his unwavering faith. People honored him, students surrounded him, rulers respected him. Yet one night he found himself alone. He had traveled to a distant town and needed a place to rest. After praying in the masjid, he decided to sleep there quietly until Fajr. He did not announce who he was. He did not seek special treatment. He simply lay down in a corner, wrapping himself in his cloak. But the caretaker of the masjid did not recognize him. "You cannot sleep here," the caretaker said firmly. Imam Ahmad gently replied, "I am a traveler. I have nowhere else to go." The caretaker insisted, "It is not allowed." Imam Ahmad did not argue. He did not reveal his name. He did not say, "I am Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal." He simply stood up, gathered his belongings, and prepared to leave. Seeing the old scholar standing outside with nowhere to go, a nearby baker, who had been working late in his small shop, noticed him. "Sheikh," the baker called softly, "you may rest in my bakery tonight." Imam Ahmad accepted gratefully. The bakery was small and warm from the ovens. The smell of fresh bread filled the air. Flour dusted the wooden tables. The baker worked through the night, kneading dough, shaping loaves, placing them into the oven. Imam Ahmad lay down in a corner, observing quietly. As the baker worked, he kept repeating words under his breath, "Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah," again and again. With every movement of his hands, with every loaf he shaped, his tongue remained moist with remembrance. The rhythm was constant. "Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah." Hours passed. The repetition never stopped. Imam Ahmad watched him with curiosity. There was sincerity in the man's voice. No show, no audience, just a servant and his Lord in the quiet of the night. Finally, Imam Ahmad spoke. "My brother," he asked gently, "I have been listening to you for hours. Do you always say Istighfar like this?" The baker smiled humbly. "Yes," he replied. "Since many years. Whenever my hands are busy, my tongue remains busy with seeking forgiveness." Imam Ahmad's eyes softened. "And have you found any benefit from it?" he asked. The baker paused for a moment. Then he said words that would echo deeply in the scholar's heart. "I swear by Allah, I have not made a single dua, except that Allah has answered it." Imam Ahmad sat up slightly. "Every dua?" he asked. "Every dua," the baker replied, "except one." "And what is that?" Imam Ahmad asked quietly. The baker's face lit up with a hopeful smile. "I have always wished to see the great scholar, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. I have made dua for years that Allah would allow me to meet him at least once." Silence filled the bakery. The ovens crackled softly. The scent of bread lingered in the air. Imam Ahmad felt tears rise in his eyes. He looked at the humble baker standing before him, flour on his clothes, sweat on his forehead, hands rough from work, and he realized something profound. Allah had brought him there, not by accident, not by coincidence. He smiled gently and said, "My brother, Allah has answered your dua." The baker looked confused. Imam Ahmad continued softly, "I am Ahmad ibn Hanbal." For a moment, the baker froze. The words did not register. Then his eyes widened. His hand trembled slightly. You are Imam Ahmad?" he whispered. Imam Ahmad nodded. "I was forced out of the masjid tonight, and Allah brought me to your bakery." Tears filled the baker's eyes. He had not traveled to Baghdad. He had not attended famous gatherings. He had not sought recognition. He had simply filled his nights with istighfar, and Allah had moved the world to bring the scholar to his doorstep. Imam Ahmad looked at him with admiration, a man unknown to people, but known to the heavens, a man whose hands worked with dough, but whose heart was attached to Allah. That night the scholar learned a lesson not from a book, not from a debate, not from a lecture, but from a baker who whispered, Astaghfirullah, in the darkness. Istighfar is not just words, it is humility, it is admitting weakness, it is turning back to Allah again and again. The baker did not possess great knowledge, he did not lead prayers, he did not deliver sermons, but he possessed something powerful, consistency, sincerity, a tongue that never tired of seeking forgiveness, and because of that, his dua traveled beyond the ceiling of his small bakery, beyond the sky, to the one who controls all affairs. The meeting ended with gratitude and tears. Imam Ahmad left the next morning carrying a lesson in his heart, that sometimes the most powerful souls are hidden behind ordinary lives, that Istighfar opens doors we cannot imagine, that Allah answers du'a in ways that leave us speechless. Years later, people would still speak of Imam Ahmad's knowledge, his patience during trials, his firmness in faith. But somewhere in the quiet corners of history remains this scene. A simple bakery, a humble man covered in flour, and a scholar moved to tears because of the power of Astaghfirullah. And perhaps even now, in the stillness of our own nights, a whisper of Istighfar may be writing a story for us, a story we cannot yet see, but one that Allah is already arranging.